Well, hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the final round of the Monday night Open Wheel Championship here, Season 31 in the Lotus 98T. This is it. We're crowning a champion here tonight in the Drivers' Team and Competition Index. But before we get into all that nitty-gritty, let's welcome Brad Maris back in the saddle here tonight.
Yeah, back from assignment. Glad to be here for the end of season 31. I love this track, Al. Spicy little jalapeno here to end the season, round 12, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, it is pretty fantastic as the drivers roll off here. Take a quick look at the track map for tonight's event. This is an 88 layout of Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez. 2.7 miles, 4.42 kilometers, 13 corners. It's going to be 46 laps here for tonight. And but before we get started here, we're going to watch these guys put on a show here in this qualifying session. John Watton leading the field here. He's going to be the first to act. What do you think, Brad? Should we jump on board with Watton? What's the shot of him getting through this track without stuffing it into the wall?
Well, I don't know. We saw one hell of a time put in by John Watton there in that official practice period, and that was definitely a qualifying run there down into the 15s. I don't know if we're going to go much lower, but I say we stick on Watton here for this lap.
15.39. That's best for him, man. There he goes. Go ahead, take it away, Brent.
Yeah, that's cooking. You know, coming off that final corner here with the qualifying tires and the low fuel, they're going to be flat out through that corner, right? So even with the 100% turbo boost here, it's going to be one rip out of a lap. Now, you get away with quite a bit of late braking there in turn one, but once again, if you are a little too late, then you're really going to miss it because it does tend to suck you in, but you do get the opportunity to brake quite late. So John Watson lets him go with second gears now. Got a few twists and turns coming up here through the second sector. Ooh, getting a little loose there on entry. That left-right complex in a very narrow, low-speed corner here. Some drivers clipping the curb there on entry. Other guys taking out wide. Yeah, but you know what? Coming through here, you have some choices to make no matter what your gearing is. You're going to have to get through some upshifts. I tell you, it can be a little tricky when you take those because if you're on a little bit of boost, well, you got that upshift going. That car's really going to get loose. Got another upshift point coming here. He's going to try to do it. Whoa! Getting looser there. And also, one more final note as we see Watton coming up to the final corner here. These qualifying tires, they are barely going to last for these drivers. They get quite sketchy and hot here toward the end of the lap, coming through the last corner. Flat out on 6, full turbo boost.
16 flat. Tell you what, Watton looking very comfortable out there. Gotta hand it to him. So Watton to provisional pole. David's on now to second. As the time start rolling through here. Mike Monahan now bumps David's on down to fourth. John Houston now immediately to provisional pole with a 15.5.
Nice lap. Yeah, Monahan was also looking sharp there in that official practice period.
Jack Ivey.
Now.
Jack Ivey here out on track for the first time in a long time. Jack started the season here, but wasn't able to continue. But has been filling in a couple times this season in the broadcast, and wasn't sure if you were gonna be around tonight, Brad, but you are. Jack decided to jump on track. He's been looking pretty good.
Yeah, quick note there about Jack Ivey. He wasn't sure he wanted to run tonight. Had asked me if I was going to be able to jump into the broadcast. He did not want to take away points from the championship runners tonight, so he was a little on the fence about running. He decided to go ahead and take those points if we can get them after all.
Good for him. Follow Jack around here. He is half a second off to that first sector. This middle sector here is so tricky. Very technical.
That's where you gain it. That's where you gain it or lose it out. Very difficult, and those corners are not very coherent. You have to do some driving through there.
Jack sounds like a little bit of a lift there from Jack. wonder what some of these guys running for ring take advantage of that final corner flat. Oh, Jolicoeur now on a flyer. He is up in the second sector. And coming around here to take the checkered flag and to provisional pole with a 15-3.
Yeah, barely clipping that race. Yeah, barely clipping that Watt in practice time.
A lot of traffic on there, Brad.
Yeah, only 20 drivers on the grid thus far, but it is a relatively short track, so we're running times in the 1 minute 15-second range, right? So, yep, short track, a lot of traffic.
Greg Myers here on a flyer, 16.122, his best time for Greg. Give you guys an idea. Ooh, Greg gets it wrong. Let's see, Matt Taylor carrying 20 kilograms of ballast after taking a win last week at Monza. A little wobbly coming out of that final corner and lost a bunch of time there to 6th. Watson now, he improved his time to a 15.8. I think Watson looks like he's got the pace to throw it on pole here, Brad.
Yeah, I mean, he is looking pretty sharp. He doesn't have any weight, either weight ballast. Jolicoeur carrying a little bit. I'm not sure if Houston is or not, but we know Parsons and some of these other guys are. So, great opportunity for John Watson tonight.
2 tenths off in the... Oh, he gets it wrong. Peter Burke, meanwhile, up in the first sector. Got some traffic ahead of him. Don't you know how that's going to come into play here? If he keeps them that far apart, he might get a good toe there at the final, exiting the final corner.
Yeah, Chuck Carter is on a timed lap here, so. But who knows, if Burke can stay close, he may get a bit of a draft aid.
Nope.
Boy, it's those qualifying tires out. They are getting hot, and they're giving, look at the Carter up ahead, also having problems.
Jolicoeur now up in the first sector. I took part last week at Monza. I was throughout the season as Jolicoeur throws it off into the weeds. See Jake Feemster here on a flyer. He's 4 tenths off, but giving some guys some grief through the season and qualifying, seeing these guys throw it off and whatnot in these qualifying sessions, but man, it is very, very tricky to put in it's a lap on the boost with these tires. It's unbelievable.
It's a different world altogether. That 100% turbo is like night and day.
Jake the 6th.
Sorry, Al, and is also part of the reason why we've seen some of these opening lap struggles with these guys. Because the car is just so completely different.
Ooh, Parsons.
Yeah, nonetheless, though, looking pretty good qualifying relative to championship contender Chris Moses, who frankly hasn't looked terribly sharp here in the practice session or through 10 minutes of this qualifying period.
Turn 13. I know you've done a bunch of laps here, Brad. That turn 13, the curbing on the exit of that, how dangerous is that if you get on there?
Well, if you go over it, then it's more or less death. The good news is that the good news is if you enter, holy smoke! Yeah, well, let's take a moment to partake in that Parsons time.
Wow, 15.3 with 40 kilograms of ballast, doing what he has to do here. I haven't talked about the championship, but Parsons, 24 points behind Chris Moses, who is currently in 10th, the 10th off in the first sector. Houston now, he was up in the first 2, but lost in the final sector. But Moses, 24 points up. He's carrying 60 kilograms of ballast. And bottom line is Parsons is going to need a win here. Oh, as Moses takes it hard into the wall. Big lurch. He's going to want to avoid that in the race, because if that happens and Parsons ends up taking a win here, it's a championship to Parsons.
Yeah, Yeah, some of these guys are just not able to keep those qualifying tires, and the heat is getting too much on them. They just can't quite keep them underneath them.
Yeah, Kevin Miller was actually looking very quick too, Brad, in the practice. And he's up in the first sector, as is Jake.
Yes, he was indeed, and these times actually pretty darn tight. They're up to the top. We could see the first three covered there by just 1/10 of a second, so can't get much closer than that. All about rhythm here through Miller. Now you want to get through here. There's a little bump. The car wants to get a little loose right in the acceleration zone, but if you do hit it right, then it's a flat-out blast coming up to the last corner, and hopefully you're flat out through here as well. So it's flat out basically. Yeah.
Lost it all in the back to 7th. So just over 14. Ooh, Jake to provisional pole with the 15-2. I did not see that coming. Unreal.
Oh.
Now Parsons sees that pop up on the board. You know he's going to want pole here, that extra bonus point. Now Zahn up 2/10 in the first sector. Wow.
Wow. We could be seeing, I tell you, there is going to be some aero differences around this track as well. I was just kind of reconning it with a lot of aero and gaining a bunch of time on guys actually through the twisties, but losing quite a bit.
Parsons up 3/10 in sector 2.
That was
Taylor up 3/10 in the first sector. Houston up in the first sector. Zahn up in sector 2. Parsons.
Wow.
This is going to be a great lap.
Jolicoeur on a good one as well.
Damn. Wow. Jolicoeur on a flyer.
Yeah, good chance to play spoiler here tonight, does Ian Jolicoeur have. You gotta take a shift somewhere through there. it's rough.
Jolicoeur up in sector 2.
As it was a little wide coming through here. Ian is down toward the bottom. I think he's got a good shot at this one out.
Ooh, 0.02 of a second off of Parsons' provisional pole time. Burke has been showing green and back at 14th, but is popping up green in a couple of these sectors. Let's see if he can put a lap together here. Got his first pole of the season back at Brands Hatch. He races back. First career pole.
Yeah, looking good right here now. Only giving up that 1/10 through the second sector. Is going to advance his position by quite a bit.
So Burke to 7th. All right. Meanwhile, Moses languishing back there in 14th. That's a lap of a 16.9.
Looking better here, and he's looked okay through the first couple sectors on the few laps now, but has given it up here in the third sector. He's either losing at the last corner or the second to last corner.
Teamster up big in sector 3. There were all these guys throwing up these hot laps throughout the season, Brad. Zahn up now. Tell you what, Zahn is really impressing me in the short time he's been running these cars.
He's put the time in, Al.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean,
a rough first race.
He's out there getting laps.
But after that, he did pretty damn good. Moses does not improve. Getting killed in the final sector. Bit of a moment there for Zahn. I'm going to try again.
Boy, these times wicked tight. So now with 10 minutes left to go, if you're one of those guys that wants to pick up some spots, you're really only looking for a couple 3:10 to give you a big boost up the field.
Jolicoeur just cannot. He's looking quick, but just can't get that lap together. Monahan in 8th. Monahan might get a bit of a tow here from, I believe that's Curtis. Let's see, is Mike improved? No. Now Kevin Miller, quickest in the first sector.
Balancing that turbo on the boost just right through these twisty corners here is so difficult. Nice exit there, and he is actually ahead of his time.
Bring him up a couple spots.
Yeah.
7th. Joel Ekman, pretty decent. He's had a very good first sector. Having a hard time putting this middle part of the track together here, but currently back in 17th. Yeah, to give you some perspective here, last time he ran was in season 29 in the 72D, the Lotus. As Ekman is not, he improves his time, but not his positions on. Meanwhile, continues to run quick in the first sector. So 131.895 track record here in the 72D by Chris Moses. So about 15 seconds quicker, 16 seconds quicker than the 72Ds around here. Yeah,
not too surprising. These things are, well, as you know, pretty animal.
Moses, Taylor,
Whoa.
and Houston were your top 3. But Zahn, meanwhile, 10th off his personal best. See what he can do here as he comes to the stripe. Ooh. Lost out there in the final sector. Jolicoeur up. Jolicoeur with 30 kilograms of ballast. Oh, big lurch! Oh, that could have been provisional Paul right there. Meanwhile, Monahan up. Ooh, he lost a bunch of time in the second sector. Anybody?
Oh, this is exciting.
Burke up big in sector 1. A lot of curve there going into turn, let's turn 4 and 5. Houston
he's giving some. Wow. Yeah, big advance. You know, I wonder if these guys aren't trying some aero adjustments. See if they can't, you know, just kind of refine the aero parts of the track and the twisty stuff. But the guys that are up big in the first sector have typically been giving it back here through the twisty stuff.
Well, Upton has improved his time, but no change. Burke loses a little bit of time in the second sector. Feimster up big in the first sector. Houston, Burke jumps up to 5th. Houston now coming across the line here through the final corner. What's he gonna do? To 3rd. Up in Feimster back a spot. Jake now. Ooh, Jake loses some time there in the second sector. So if you're just tuning in, this is live coverage of final round of the season 31 Lotus 98 World Championship here on Monday nights. Jake, no improvement.
Hey, these guys are going nuts, and where's our championship leader, Al? 14th.
Yeah, Chris Moses languishing back at 14th. Gotta wonder if that's part of his strategy here tonight.
No.
All he's got to do is score a couple points and he's good to go. Stay out of trouble. Watching Zahn here. Taylor right behind him on a flyer too. And Taylor is up. Zahn loses a little bit of time. This is going to help. It's not going to help Taylor. Well, maybe it will. Who knows? Oh,
no. Arrow wash.
Yep.
Taylor's still, he's ahead of his time. He should advance.
Oh, he does. Up to 5th. See if Jolicoeur can keep it together here. Ooh. Went down a gear. Ooh. Does not improve. Parsons, meanwhile, is up.
Oh, he is. No!
He does not improve. All right. 4 minutes to go here.
Same time. Yeah, you got to wonder if that Jolicoeur is downshifting there. You got to wonder if that's hurting him through that final corner.
Yeah, you picked up on that too.
You might be able to maintain a little bit better momentum.
Yeah, it's... I wonder if he did that. I don't remember him doing that in his previous laps, but he's trying something different.
He was.
Oh, he was, okay. Meanwhile, Wathen looking good in Sector 1. Oh, Jack. Let's hope Jack comes back. There he is. Wathen up in Sector 2, but a little bit of a bobble there through turn 12. Not getting a good exit out of turn 13 there. It's going to cost him some time.
But he needs so little. He needs so little to move up spots, though.
Ooh, I think teammates helping each other there. Wathen does improve. Teammates are helping each other draft here. Maybe not. Oh yeah, I think Moses was helping his teammate out here. Down the front straight.
He'll get one last opportunity for himself here as he takes to the track.
Definitely helped Taylor. He's up 4/10 in the first sector. Jolicoeur up. Houston up. Parsons up. A lot of green. Taylor up big in Sector 2. That toe really helped him, man.
Wow. That Parsons final sector was just a rip-off.
From Taylor to the stripe. Oh! Man, he lost all that time to the final sector. To 3rd goes Taylor. Houston, meanwhile, up in the first 2. As is Parsons.
This is where his teammate, Houston's teammate, has been so good. Let's see if Houston can improve. Boy, he's going to.
Yes, bumps Taylor behind. Wow, look at those times, man. A 10th separating the top 4 as Parsons improves to 14.9. Unreal. What's Moses got here as he's on a flyer now. Back in 15th, our championship leader.
Yeah, his last opportunity to move up the pylon, and all Moses has to do is finish this race. But you know what? The farther back he is, the greater the chance is that he won't. I mean, just, bad luck.
His rival on provisional pole. Moses back in 15th. 24-point lead in the championship. It could be 23 now after this session. Parsons would still need to win the race in order to win the championship.
Looking good to advance his position. He'll need to get through the final corner clean.
Ooh. See what Moses does here? He does. He picks up a spot. All right, checkers are out as Jolicoeur might be the last to act here. See what Joliballs can do. No improvement. Burke on a flyer? It looks like Burke is on a flyer. Oh, that's it.
No.
All right, well, there you have it. Aaron Parsons with a remarkable lap here. Well, this is just a remarkable qualifying session. You see the top four there. Actually, the top five. Very, very close. This is by far the closest session we've seen. Let's see. 1 second separating positions 1 through 11. That's pretty amazing.
Well, and we saw a lot of back and forth. Most of the guys that are in the top 10 at one point did have that provisional pole position, so we saw a lot of swapping, but by and large it was a duke there between Aaron Parsons and Ian Jolicoeur. Parsons leading with the best time most of the way and just held on by the skin of his teeth there for the end. So congratulations to him. As you say, exactly what he needed to do. It is now that 23-point margin for that championship. Chris Moses will get into it, but needs only 1 point out of this race to come away with that season 31 championship. But it's not in the bag yet for him because he is starting way back there in 14th, and who knows what troubles could befall back there.
All right. Well, this is shaping up to be a doozy of a race here coming up here in about just over 5 minutes while the guys go through their drivers meeting here. We're going to take a look at the standings here for tonight. And oh, there you have it. It is, let's zoom in on that. Yeah, there's the difference. Chris Moses 224 to Parsons 192. These two guys have been battling it out for championships for for about 10 years now, Brad, right? Yourself included. A bunch of guys around here have been around since we started in 07. But yeah, those two have been going at it for a long time. Many championships between those two. So it's fitting that those two continue their rivalry here. In the team champ, well, Matt Taylor too with a big win last week had a big boost to the PMR team. He's in 3rd, Houston 4th. Greg Myers jumps up to 5th. Great season for Greg. I'm sure he's excited about that. In the team championship, it's PMR leading with 381 points. 40 points, I'll make that 39 points up on T-Brock Dam Bam. That's Parsons and John Houston. Matt Taylor and Chris Moses part of PMR, and those two teams. It would have to be a 1-2 for T-Brock, and some terrible luck for PMR for them to come away with the championship. But certainly anything is possible, Brad, as you know.
Yeah, I think that's the closest battle really we have in terms of championship tonight. Is if one of the two PMR drivers, has an accident, pops a motor, something like that, then that'll give T-Brock Dam Bam an outside shot. But I really think in terms the driver title probably is wrapped up by Moses. It should be more or less a victory lap for him tonight. He's going to do whatever it takes to make this start extremely clean. Having said that, that doesn't mean it's going to happen because, as we know, it can be kind of chaotic there. But being the the kind of lead guy on Monday nights and running the drivers' meeting, you can be sure Moses will be instructing the drivers to be playing very cautious and safe there in the opening laps here tonight.
Well, we got a little bit of time here. The competition index, and this is a prize we award to the driver that covers the most distance in a season. Moses has covered driven 478 laps out of a possible 479, 2,244.817 kilometers covered. Parsons is 2 laps behind, just over 8 kilometers off of Moses. So, another big win for Moses tonight if he can win the competition index. But one thing about the league here is competition index prize doesn't always go to the winner. So if that driver wins a team or a drivers championship, then that prize is awarded to the next guy in line who does not win a prize. And we do give out prizes here on NAGP. Nice models from Replicars company online. Check them out. But got about 2 minutes to go here, Brad. Let's run down the starting order for tonight's race. What do you think?
Let's do it.
All right, so starting from pole position, it is going to be Aaron Parsons with 40 kilograms of ballast, throwing it on pole, followed by Ian Jolicoeur in second. John Houston's going to start third. Matt Taylor in fourth, and Jake Feemster is going to start fifth.
Yeah, John Wathen only about 4/10 off of the pole time, but will end up starting sixth. David Zahn also put in a very nice time, be starting right next to John Wathen in seventh. Peter Burke also put in a nice time for eighth. Kevin Miller, fine effort in ninth, and Mike Monahan rounds out the top 10.
Yeah, Greg Myers going to start in 11th. Sam Rolfe, his teammate, in 12th. Chuck Carter's going to start 13th. Chris Moses back in 14th, and Brian Story's going to start in 15th.
Dale Ballwig is going to start 16th. Joel Ekman put in a nice effort there at Monza last week. Going to be starting 17th here tonight. Curtis Chandler takes over 18th. Jack Ivey may have left to come back toward the back of the grid there in 19th. And Lou Mascarelli will be bringing up the rear in 20th.
Well, here's your starting order tonight. Brad, any predictions?
Well, it's going to be about survival here in the opening laps. Other than that, I like Aaron Parsons or possibly Ian Jolicoeur. If he can get the car underneath him. He's had a pretty good warm-up here, about as much practice as he is ever going to get, and we know he is very dangerous. So the deeper this race goes, the longer Ian Jolicoeur can stay on track, the better his chances are. We saw him nearly come away with that win there at Hockenheim, didn't quite pull it off. This could be the night.
Oh, my pick, keep your eye on Jake here tonight, Jake Feemster for the win. And real quick, I want to thank Kevin Kirkbride and Jack for covering for me last week. Thank you very much while I raced. We're about to go green here from Mexico. Nice start from Parsons. Oh, Taylor takes it off into the grasses. So does Jake. Didn't see what happened back there, Brad.
Yeah, is just a few too much throttle wheel spin on the start for a couple guys.
Watching the field going into turn one. Oh, big move there for Moses. Oh, Taylor in the back. Let's see. Okay, Moses did not get caught up in that. I think that was Mike Monahan. Took it in way too deep. He's got damage. Jack Ivey looks like he's off the pace. Meanwhile, it is Parsons and Houston 1-2. At the start of this race, John Watson has jumped up to fourth.
This is the crack that those guys needed in front, running 1-2. That's as much as you can ask for. They need a lot of help now from PMR. Taylor's
falling back to 12th. Moses up to 7th after starting in 14th.
Yeah, that's a heck of a run up the field. It's just kind of the parting of the seas for Chris Moses. He picked a few good lines, was able to get through the traffic cleanly. So, that is a big relief for Chris Moses, I can tell you right now.
Miller having a look on Watson here going into turn one. Expect these guys to be on the boost. Single file. They are further back. Taylor gets past. I believe that's Chuck Carter. Big gap separating Taylor. Let's see, 8th through 9th. Not sure. I think that first lap incident really spread out the field. Meanwhile, Kevin Miller has made his way past Walker.
Yeah, he sure has. I keep trying to get in here that it was important for John Houston to pick up that second spot for T-Rock Dam Bam to run 1 and 2 here early. That was a big get there for John Houston.
Oh, John Wathen putting the pressure on Kevin Miller here early. See most of the field on the medium tires. Looks like that's Mike Monahan coming out of the pits.
Yeah, most guys not quite comfortable with the performance on the softs here, running even halfway or even to a third of the race. So it's a little hot out there on track, Al.
A little further back, this field storming down the front straight. It's Rolf look on the inside. I believe that was Brian Story. Well, Miller's starting to put the heat on. Jolicoeur for third. Now Mike Monahan a lap down already after that accident. It's a little wrench into the mix here. Tough spot for Monahan to be in.
Yeah, he's a veteran of veterans, so he'll do the best that he can. But you're absolutely right. It wants to be a little nice
Rolf!
That traffic coming.
Mascarelli tangled up in the back. Train of cars. Chuck Carter leading the field here. Carter, Story, and Ballwags. Odds just now gotten past Dale. Well, Taylor and Myers. Taylor looks like he's put the moves on Greg. Greg can get a toe off him here. Settle for 8th. Moses now up to 6th. Ooh, and Monahan with an off, but Taylor now, after falling back to, I believe it was 12th and 13th, has jumped his way back up to 7th. Moses up to 6th. Wow,
yeah, great recovery. And
I was just going to say, Houston's starting to close the gap up on his teammate.
Yeah, he sure is, and for Team PMR, Moses and Taylor, that tragedy somewhat averted here. So things still looking great for them and their team title hopes.
We got a car off somewhere. Meanwhile, further back here, this is positions.
Oh, it's a battle.
Oh boy, it is. I think that Story. Having a. Oh no, that was Kevin Miller. Kevin Miller with damage off the pace. Oh yeah, he's got suspension damage. Oh, that's unfortunate for Kevin. Carter having his best run this season. Brian Story trying to run him down here down the main straight. Looks like it. Whoa! That was a close one. Slices back in front of him. Chuck, can he hang on to it? Oh, wow. Chuck does get it done. Nice. Takes that position right back from Story. Oh, he got a car off. Looks like, I think that was Zahn, unfortunately.
Oh, what a heck of a qualifying for Zahn. Now he's behind this group. I've been watching the battle back here, that 11th through 12th, 16th. Holy cow.
Moses lets his teammate by, but yeah, Ballweg, Ackman, Rolf, Burke.
Look, these are the quote unquote, slow drivers. There ain't nothing slow about these guys. I mean, these guys are badass. Muscling these machines around in these close quarters like this. What incredible drivers. I tell you, top to bottom, nothing touches NAGT. Double tap.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Rolf Burke nearly gets into the back of Rolf. Ekman looking to make the moves on Rolf. Not going to happen.
Joel took that really super deep in that corner. You can get away with it, but he held it onto the outside somehow. But holy cow!
Lawton now under some pressure here from Matt Taylor, looking for the 4th spot. So back. Story putting the heat back on Carter. Ooh, big lurch here from Chuck, hangs on to it. Oh, we got Mascarelli off from 11th. Nose of Story is deformed. See, it doesn't look like it's going to affect the straight line speed.
Oh, Bolwick.
Story gets the pass made on Chuck. Meanwhile, John Houston putting the heat on his teammate. Didn't talk about strategy, Brad. You heard anything up and down the pit lane? Is it going to be a 1 or a 2 stop deal?
Well, I am not sure. I suspect it could very well be 2 stops on the mediums, just for full safety and low fuel load. But you know, one thing we know for sure is that the softs aren't going to be great, right? I think it's going to come down a little bit the setup if you want to try to stretch the mediums to halfway. Maybe if you're Chris Moses starting a little further back and wanting to go with a conservative strategy, you go ahead and run the mediums to halfway.
Nice move there by Zahn. Ekman had a little bit of a moment and Zahn took advantage. Meanwhile, Taylor just sets fast lap of the race, making his way past Watton. So Chris Moses, after starting back in 14th, running in 6th, our championship leader. Race finishes the way it is now. He would walk away with the title, as would PMR.
Yeah, and again, it was, you know, more or less in the bag, but they still have some 38 laps to run around this place, so you can't be getting too confident yet. I know Moses is not. He is I think trying to give himself a little bit of a rabbit to chase up there with John Walker. He's going to approach any pass attempts if he gets up there very carefully. But in the meantime, just focus on the close goals to you, right? So get in the rhythm, stay on track, keep Wathan at a particular distance, and watch for him coming from the rear.
Ivy makes his way past Ekman. Mascarelli running up in 11th. Got Burke and David Zahn going to make their way past. Whoa! Mascarelli gets tangled up on the curbing. Oh, 3 wide going into the final corner. This isn't going to end well. Burke makes it stick. Whoa, you're going to jump on the boost? Nope, Zahn lays off it as well.
I cannot describe how difficult these cars are to drive on the limit without anybody close to you. But trying to drive these guys are just doing an amazing job.
So this is where the heat, this is where all the action is. This is for the 11th position. Chuck Carter's got 11 seconds up on these guys running in 10th. So great showing here for Your Dog, My Face Racing, John Wathen and Chuck Carter. Taylor again sets fast lap of the race. .118.4, the only guy looks like in the 18s. Wow, long shot.
Yeah, it should be mentioned. Yeah, it should be mentioned. Actually, just one clicked over to look. Matt Taylor is on the soft tire, so that's interesting. But it's certainly causing him to have terrific speed at this point, closing right up on Ian Jolicoeur.
Moses is closing up on John Wathen here, but I think he'd probably be content just following him around.
Surely, and those 60 kilograms can't be feeling great on the first machine.
So meanwhile, Aaron Parsons maintaining a about a 1.5 second gap over his teammate Jolicoeur. Running in third here, just started lap 11. Quietly in third, but Taylor's starting to creep up here on Jolicoeur for that position. Jolicoeur running on the mediums. 23 laps are going to get these guys halfway. That tells me might be on a one-stop strategy. Taylor in fourth. John Wathen running in fifth with Moses all over his tail. Rolf out. Jake Feemster up to seventh. Greg Myers running solidly in eighth. Baldwin out. They're starting to drop here. Brian Story running in ninth. Chuck Carter in 10th, and Peter Burke in 11th has reeled in Chuck. Chuck was up about 11 seconds on these guys. Must have made a mistake somewhere. We got Burke, Zahn, and Ivy not that far behind. There's Jack right there in 13th. Ekman right behind them at 14th, and Mascarelli, who was running 11th, falls back to 15th. Kevin Miller, lap down. Chandler, laps down. So back up here to Burke. So follow him, try and make the moves on Chuck. Wow. A little further up. Taylor looking to put the moves on Jolicoeur.
I'm not sure if you got it, but Moses did get past Wathen as well here just recently.
Whoa. Ooh, Zahn takes it wide, gets it gathered up. That could have been bad for David. As Burke slingshots past Chuck. Ooh, Chuck looking to defend. This side by side. This could be advantage Chuck here. No, ooh, Zahn looking to take advantage. Oh, Chuck's going to hang on to that spot. Meanwhile, a little further up, Taylor. And Jolicoeur.
Jolicoeur's been looking a little shaky in the last couple laps. Matt Taylor will take advantage on the turbo.
Taylor gets past, takes over that third position.
Yeah, now if you're Houston and Parsons, you want to be looking in your mirror a little bit. Look, regardless of what else happens, you still want to finish 1 and 2 to say, hey, we did our jobs to try to cap this thing off. And so that's where they want to finish. Now they got to start thinking a little bit about Matt Taylor and how his run here may affect the eventual outcome of this race. I suspect Matt Taylor is going to make it 2 stops, but we'll see.
Yeah, Taylor on the softs. You have to go 15 or 16 laps on these soft tires.
Yeah, and it'd be all the way to 23, as you say, to make it halfway, and that's quite a few laps there on the softs.
Not affecting his race pace, just reset fast lap. As we're watching now, Burke starting to pull away from Chuck there. Chuck dropping down to 11th. Meanwhile, Zahn got Chuck in his sights. Jesse chiming in. Looks comfortable for Moses. It certainly does. He's got a couple seconds up on Wathan and 10 up behind Jolicoeur, so like I said, he's going to be content where he is now, but Jolicoeur going to close back up here on Taylor.
Well, that Taylor lap time was turbo-aided. The thing about these soft tires is when they go off, they're going to go off all of a sudden. They're just going to fall off the cliff, right? So 1 minute you're running in the solid 18s, and the next you're running barely holding on to your butt there, running 20s, mid-20s, right? So that's the thing you got to watch out for.
Following this fight for position here, this is 7th, 8th, and 9th. Jake Feemster, Greg Myers, and Brian Story. Brian Story having a heck of a run here.
Yeah, he's been putting in some work, has Brian Story, over the week.
Houston now checks in with an 18-7. Jolicoeur now sets his personal best of 18-7. So it looks like these medium tires are starting to come to life here, Brad.
Yeah, and if it is I see a move here by Story possibly.
Able to get that
if it is
done.
a case of Jolicoeur going to halfway, then that fuel will start to be running off this car. And as we know, we've seen throughout the season, these cars really start picking up pace when they are getting very light on fuel.
It's a nice battle here between Story and Greg Myers for 8th. Keep an eye on Taylor. Ooh, Taylor takes over the lead. Parsons and Houston in the pits, so 2-stopper.
Wow.
On the medium. Sorry, Taylor's staying out. So Taylor's going to take over the lead. Jolicoeur to 2nd.
Well, if Taylor is able to go halfway on the softs, then wow, that's going to be a big deal. It remains to be seen. If he stays out for another lap, then I think he's gonna give it a go.
Great stops for both Houston and Parsons there, coming out nearly identical. So they split. Feemster splits the 2. Oh, Story takes it too hot. Greg's gonna take that spot back. A nice save by Brian. Good job taking that position back by Greg.
Oh, these guys just in full concentration mode. Yeah, Taylor is in. So I think Jolicoeur is going to try to make it the 1 stop here.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. He's the races he's run this season, for the most part, he's run a one-stopper. When he had, I forget what it was, but a one-stop strategy when everybody else was doing a two-stopper. Jake actually might be on a one-stopper as well. I don't think he is pitted.
No, indeed, and actually showing pretty good pace over the just pitted Aaron Parsons. So Feemster's running low on fuel now, and those mediums are holding up well.
It's
so
like,
he probably has the pace to run with those guys.
Let's see, did Wathan come into the pits? No, he is not pitted yet. So Wathan, let's see, Jolicoeur, Wathan, Jake, and Greg appear to be on a one-stop strategy here. Moses has stopped. He joins in 9th.
Yeah, interesting. It looks like everybody but our championship leaders are going with the single stop, and all our championship leader guys are going with the two stop. But this could work out well for Ian Jolicoeur. It's really going to depend, again, when he comes in to serve that single stop, the kind of lap times he's going to be able to produce when he comes out of that stop.
With David Zahn, he was putting some pressure on Moses there. Zahn has hit the stop. I believe Burke is on a one-stop strategy as well. So Jake put some heat on Parsons now. Let's not forget, this championship could have been a lot different. Parsons last week running out of fuel at Monza on the last lap.
Unbelievable.
Set to finish on the podium, yep. Ended up in 5th or 6th, I believe. Moses sandwiched between Zahn and Burke.
Yeah, these guys will have to peel off for some pit stops, but it's not going to happen for another 5 laps, 4 laps.
Zahn has closed up on Moses a few times here. Let's see what Zahn does here going through his final quarter. Alexa hop on the turbo. Different line for Moses and Taylor. I've noticed they swing out wide there for that final corner.
I don't know if that's intentional for Moses or not, but in any event, yeah.
He's gonna do it a few times.
But you see the speed difference of these cars. I mean, you figure Moses probably going to have a bit of pace over Zahn ordinarily, right? But the fuel counts for so much in your lap time in these things. Zahn getting ready for his pit stop, very light on fuel. Moses relatively fresh out of the pits. But at the same time, for Chris Moses, doesn't much matter. In fact, even if you want to just go ahead and wave Zahn through, you can do it. The main thing is just not to get collected, hit the wall at a bad angle, and pop the motor, right?
Yeah. And speaking of that, Jack, Kevin, I did not pull the chute last week. I had a little love tap with the wall that killed my engine at Monza, and that's why I was unable to continue. And that really threw me for a loop. The whole turbo thing and how to use it, when to use it. I was
excuses.
Really cut off by that. I mean, these guys have been running these cars this whole, all season long. They know how to take advantage of it.
Now, I had a legitimate excuse at Monaco with the force feedback.
Ooh, Parsons with a mistake. Jake nearly gets into the back of him, but that's allowing Houston now to get all over the back of Jake. And let's see what Houston can do here. Is he going to try to get around the outside? Whoa, he gets it done.
Wow.
Meanwhile, Taylor looking to take advantage here.
I'll tell you, Taylor's been pretty aggressive this race. Now, Ian Jolicoeur was pretty slow in front of him in that first stint. Boy, if you're Matt Taylor, there's nothing to win here and everything to lose. So you really have to be careful if you're Matt Taylor.
Well for Feepster at the moment. He's running with these guys on that one-stop strategy.
Yeah, dipped into the 19s for a couple laps until we had that little kermuffle there.
Also looking good for Jolicoeur and Walton.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at those lap times by Jolicoeur. Oh, just dipped into the 18s, 18.8, but boy, I can tell you, Al, I don't know if he's doing enough here with his lap times to be able to survive the speed of the two stoppers, but he's still in there with a chance. Really going to depend about his on-track speed when he comes out of the pits.
For these guys to come in on lap 23. Ooh, Miller's out.
Oh.
That's ball game for Kevin Miller. Had a good season. But he's unable to bring it home here tonight. Now watching this, Moses has been holding court here behind Peter Burke for a number of laps. Expect these guys to get out of his way here the next lap or so.
Wathan making a few mistakes in the second second. Whoa, almost throws it off again. And those tires are just roasted for Wathan now.
Look at Jake's time, 19.4's last time by. Taylor on the softs, 19.4, 19.7. Jake might be holding up Taylor a little bit here. Taylor on the softer compound. Ooh, big lurch there from Jake. Ooh. Taylor runs it wide. Exiting turn.
Had to take evasive action. All right, Feemster out there for another lap.
Wathan with a huge mistake coming into the pits. Had it turned around there. Jolicoeur stayed out, Brad.
Well, he'll definitely be in this next lap, I should think.
Jake has stayed out as well. Let's see, Wathan's in. Let's see what Greg's doing here. Looks like Greg has stayed out also.
You know, now that I think about it, this makes a little bit of sense. If you're going to do a one-stop, it makes sense to go as deep as you possibly can, really, because you are going to get some help with some fuel conservation, some time saving in the pit.
Jake with a bit of a mistake there, throws it off. Taylor gets past. Meanwhile, these three are playing follow the leader here as Burke, Moses, and that's David Zahn there. Content following each other around. So Jolicoeur stayed out again, Brad?
Yeah, and I think, like I was saying, I think this is okay. If your lap times are good and the tires are holding up okay, it kind of makes sense to take it as deep as you can to save a little bit of extra time in the pits. But yeah, the more I'm looking at Jolicoeur here, the less I'm liking his odds. Not sure what the pit delta is, but he's going to have, you know. Well, I don't know. We'll just have to see. I'm anxiously awaiting the Jolicoeur pit here to see how things shake out.
I wonder if he is on in the pits. Greg has stayed out. Jolicoeur comes in.
Ian is.
Okay, Chuck Carter appears to be ends on. Yep, so the pit lane is busy. And it looks like Greg has stayed out. So Jolicoeur with a 35-second lead over Parsons. Keep an eye on Jolicoeur here. Zahn's away. Parsons now making his way around the final corner.
Yeah, no, not going to work out.
Jolicoeur is rolling, but he
That's a long stop.
Yeah, let's not forget those guys got to make another stop.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, absolutely. They're going to be taking much less time in the pits, though. They're going to be taking a lot less fuel, right? And they're going to have better on-track pace. And so that's why it's so important with Ian Jolicoeur now with this full tank and the mediums to run really good lap time. So that's really what it's going to come down to.
Gap is about 12 seconds between Jolicoeur and Parsons. Let's see where that is when Parsons comes in. Parsons put around what, lap 15? 16?
Thereabouts.
Yeah, 15 I think it was. So we got a three-way battle here between Parsons, Houston, and Taylor. Taylor's found some pace here. He's on the sauce, let's not forget that. Compared to Houston and Parsons on the medium compound.
Yeah, now it's up to these guys really, seeing what Jolicoeur has done to really push like mad here. So they want to increase the gap, just lap after lap. I mean, that's if I'm Aaron Parsons and I want to win this race, that's all I'm looking at really. Is that, I mean, well, the gap's behind, right? The two guys behind it. This race is shaping up to be a heck of a three-way battle. Boy, do you send Houston through? But
yeah, I was
Parsons,
just thinking the
he's
same
got that
thing.
outside shot.
Yeah, if you're Parsons, what do you do? I don't think you can. You can't afford to let him pass. I mean, this is for the championship here.
It is a buffer to Taylor, but you know, Houston's like one turbo boost away from being passed here by Taylor, right?
Yeah, we'll see how Houston defends here. At this point, I think, looking at the standings, the team championship might be out the window. If Houston can protect his teammate here. Oh yeah, Taylor on the boost. He's gonna slingshot past Houston. Houston gonna respond? He's not.
Yeah, I don't think he was expecting that aggressive a move. I think Taylor bumped it up, you know, to probably 90% there. It was definitely more than a single click. But again, I have to say it's pretty aggressive driving here if you're Matt Taylor, in my opinion.
Good job by Zahn to get out of the way of these three. Heads up. Oh, Houston throws it around. He's got to get that thing. That's the last thing you wanted at this point, as Jake looking to pounce. So that takes the heat off Matt Taylor. If you're Parsons, you really needed Houston to put the heat on Matt.
Yeah. Yeah, and Taylor does appear to have an advantage on the softs. I mean, he was fastest in the first stint, no question about it, so. Save that turbo as Matt Taylor for a more opportune moment.
And he's really putting the heat on Parsons here. I think it's just a matter of time at this point before Taylor gets past here. Let's not forget, Taylor got caught up in something at the start, or he made a mistake at the starting line. Went off into the grass.
Yeah, that's right.
Fell back to 12.
Of the two... Yeah, that's right, sorry, Al. Of the two T-Brock Dam Bam guys, it did look like Houston had the better speed, so if Taylor's able to get past him, I don't know, maybe looking back, maybe Aaron should have sent Houston through, right? And you can always let your teammate back pass by the end of the race for the points if you need to.
Yeah, I think Parsons is banking on Houston to defend a little more there, but Taylor now, this is for the lead of the race. And makes his way past. Okay, so right now, Taylor out in the lead. How much of a gap can he pull on Parsons now before they jump into the pits? Parsons got to run 16 laps.
Well, it's the gap to Parsons, but it's also the gap to Jolicoeur too, which stands at 15 seconds right now. And of course that's not enough for Taylor to come in and get back out in front of Jolicoeur.
It's not. It's about 20 odd seconds. Gap was 35 when Parsons. When Jolicoeur came into Parsons. So, Mascarelli playing a part in the championship here. As he's going to let these two past.
Yeah, so Jolicoeur has about 15 seconds in hand, but again, it's, even if Matt Taylor does come out behind him at this point, he's going to have better on-track pace, right?
What Parsons does here, does he engage the boost? Might. It's a peak.
I think Parsons ran out of revs. If he was on the turbo, he didn't have enough revs. But boy, I tell you, Jolicoeur has picked up a little bit of time now. Even just that little Lou Mascarelli shuffle there actually gained him a couple seconds. It could be critical.
See Houston back there in third. That's a key moment here in tonight's race. That mistake by Houston, I gotta say.
Yeah.
Story, meanwhile.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, Jake, I wonder if Jake must have had a mistake there. He was right behind. Oh, what happened?
Parsons getting very loose on the curbing on the pit entry, but saved it. Wow, it was very close.
Moses pits. And Parsons comes in. Taylor. Let's see where Jolicoeur is. Oh, he's well past Parsons.
Yeah, I'm liking Jolicoeur's chances more and more here.
Yeah, same here.
He is able to really put down some good laps after that pit stop.
Stay tuned after the race. We'll talk to our race winner as well as our driver and team champions this season. Looking lap 31 of 46. Weighing our options here for season 32 in the open wheel cars. Some interesting options being tossed around.
Yeah, jump in the forms, register, and who just went off?
Yeah, I just noticed that. It was on, wasn't it?
Yeah, throw your hat in the ring and gain a voice for that season 32 championship.
Houston dives into the pit lane. Taylor is in. So Jolicoeur is going to come out. This is Jolicoeur's race in the bag right here.
Well, I don't know if it's in the bag, but it's looking pretty good. He turned some great times coming in after his stop, all in the 19, so much better than his opening lap pace to start the race.
Got 20 seconds right now on Taylor. Parsons. Oh, Parsons lost out big time on that stop. Not so much. We'll see here. About 3 seconds. So lost a little bit of time to Taylor, but not all that much. Watson now up to 4th. And he's good to go to the end of the race. He could have been ahead of these guys if he didn't make those couple 3 mistakes you picked them up doing.
Yep.
Same goes for Jake. Good Jake. Another moment there. Story in the pit lane.
Yeah,
who else? And Ivy. Myers, Burke, they're good to go to the end, running 7th and 8th. And Moses is done. He's good. And 9th. So Taylor back out on the softs. I think he's the only guy out here tonight on the soft tires.
I haven't seen anybody else on soft.
So I want to bring up next.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Brad.
No, it's all you.
I just want to mention Thursday night. Big finish to the Thursday night GT season at the Nordschleife 400-kilometer, 16 laps around the Green Hell. Got a tight championship battle there as well. Team and drivers championship. Got a 4-way tie, a 5-way tie in the competition index. It's the Nordschleife. Anything can happen there. Only a handful of points separating Kirkbride and Szabo. Great finish.
That's going to be a good one. You get to tune in to watch to see if Brad can survive from the 26th position.
Yeah, Brad, you're going to break your little string there
or so
of issues going into entering the Nordschleife on the first lap.
Not my fault. None of them.
All right, we're watching Feimster. All of them back at John Houston here. This is
yeah, spicy little battle brewing there for 5th, also for 7th.
Jake all over. I'm gonna make a move as we enter. Oh yeah, he's got him. Houston, what's going on with him? Off the pace. Jake is flying. Oh, he's got some damage to the front. So,
no.
Yeah, the hits just keep on coming for Houston. So yeah, that front end, front wing is damaged. So, Houston's gonna take over that 5th spot.
Oh, what a great run for Jake.
Yep, sure. Greg has made his way past Peter Burke. Nice battle here for 7th. So interesting, going back to Thursday, both guys, Szabo with the pole as Peter Burke looks on the inside. Szabo with the pole position got penalized a grid spot, so he's going to be starting from 2nd. Kirkbride jumped the start, didn't really pit it in at the last lap, didn't fully serve his drive-through after he jumped the start, so he got a time penalty. So going to drop him some position. So both drivers vying for the title, taking a hit last week from the CC.
Well, and yeah, and I think as exciting as anything else is, who would have thought, one of these two guys would be in position to win that championship? I mean, relatively newcomers, right? Going up against some pretty storied veterans, and they've been driving great all season, coming prepared, putting in the laps, and hey, they're in it for the big prize, man. It's going to be great.
Yeah, well, we saw it as Burke has a look on the inside of Greg. He's going to hang on to it. Yeah, we saw it brewing at the end, last season. Kirkbride got a win, I believe, his first win last season, going it on pole. Zaba was looking good. But yeah, those guys really performing well. So with Hefner, Zach Hefner as well, throwing the points.
Yep.
So we're going to be starting back there with you, Brad.
Great, thanks. Hey, heck of a run for you out there last Thursday, Al.
Yeah, not too bad.
Take what I bad, my patootie. Good run.
Thank you.
Well, Burke.
Oh, yeah, Burke throws it off. I was going to say, Burke, a little disheveled there going through that part of the track. So that's going to give Greg some breathing room here. So, feel pretty spread out here. 10 laps to go. Got Moses back in 9th. Ekman over a second off of Chris Moses. And that gap, Jolicoeur continues to lead the race. Got a 20-second lead up on Taylor with, now 9 to go. And Parsons, Taylor's starting to check out on Parsons here.
Yeah, we'll have to wait for any battles to develop here if they are, but otherwise it should be relatively clean. 9 laps here to the finish of season 31, but that's okay. It's been a heck of a season, and the races you get are the races you get. But I gotta thank you and give big props to each one of these guys for sticking it out. Look, we've had a little bit of attrition in terms of attendance. That's the way it always goes towards the end of the season. Maybe a little bit in these things. A very difficult car for some of these drivers, but all the guys that have hung around, holy cow, big props, man, because it has been a very difficult season, and I think the guys that have stuck with it and have put in the time have come away better as a result of running this season, and it's been so entertaining to watch. So got to give big thanks to all the guys out there.
Chandler. Ooh, Jack checked into the broadcast. Chandler's struggling here tonight. Mascarelli running in 14. Chandler 2 laps down. Zahn's dropped a lap. So watching this Moses Ekman. Ekman's starting to close up on Chris Moses here. I'd be surprised if Moses just allows Ekman pass there for that 9th spot. Yeah, I gotta thank Jack. This season, ooh, Heckman throws it off. Ooh, comes out right in front of Jolicoeur, the leader. And let's see, yep, Ian gets past without issue. It's Jake Phillips who sets his personal best lap of the race. But thanks to Jack for filling in on the broadcast booth when you were out. Doing the broadcasts on Thursday nights with Jake. They do a fantastic job, gotta say. And Kirkbride for filling in last week again. That was great. So, Brad, who What impressed you the most this season, aside from the usual suspects up at the front, up near the front? Who do you think stood out the most?
Well, look, Greg Myers is going to end up 5th in this championship. That, frankly, is a huge step up. I think, you know, some of the attrition may have played into that. Some guys not completing the entire season or what have you, whatnot. So it's summer, people take vacations, blah, blah, blah. However, that being said, look, that's a big step up. And it is really impressive. I think Greg has been getting in a little bit more practice time, regular practice time, and it's shown. I'll tell you a guy that I was going to mention actually as being pretty impressed by is Jolicoeur. Look, frankly, he was looking less than stellar his first race, but has collected points and solid points the last 3 events that he's been in. So I'm kind of looking forward to this guy going forward. Also, Peter Burke. I want to see what Peter Burke's going to do, you know, with a little bit more time under his belt going into a fresh start next season. I think Peter Burke could really do some, make some noise in this championship 32. So. Yeah, those guys are the ones that pop in front of my mind.
Yeah, Burke certainly has some pace in qualifying for sure. He's got to nail down that. It's a whole different ballgame when you're starting up in the front. Nerves sometimes get the best of you. Once he gets that together, he should be good. But I've actually been very impressed with Jake. After that Riverside race, I think he finished on the podium, I believe. He's really been putting in some great results. I always talk highly about Greg. He's super consistent, among the most consistent drivers I've ever seen in terms of finishing in the top 10 compared to where he qualifies, which is usually well outside the top 10. Always,
you know,
there
watching
for
Greg
always there for the competition index.
Sure, you know, watching Greg, and of course we watch these drivers a lot because we broadcast Monday nights, have for quite a few years now, and I can see that Greg actually is trying to make a bit more of a push for more consistent, higher points finishes. It's very clear to me, even if he won't admit it. Okay. But that's what I'm seeing, and it's definitely paying off.
So Burke, after his little mistakes there, he's come back up to Greg. This is for 7th. An eye on that gap out front has not changed. Jolicoeur maintaining that 20-second advantage over Taylor. What a run for Ian. But yeah, I got to say, David Zahn. I mean, I know he jumped in late. I don't know if this is something he wants to keep doing on Monday nights, but man, he's been very impressive in terms of he qualified great here tonight. It's just a matter of limiting his mistakes during the races. I think that's what a lot of guys need to understand. You know, once you minimize those mistakes on track, throwing it off, little spins here and there. Say it all the time. You'll finish in the top 10. You'll finish in the points. As long as you're prepared and stay out of trouble.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just add up the time. You throw it off track for 10 seconds here, and maybe 10 seconds there, and 5 seconds there. Well, just look at the standing at the end of the race, and okay, where am I if I finish 25 seconds ahead of where I would have been, right? It's pretty easy math, really. So. And I think, look, the GT cars on a set of Corsa feel different. Let's just say that. Okay. As difficult as these cars are to drive, in some ways, they drive a bit more naturally and a bit more predictably, even. So I think that has something to do with it too. But I think you're absolutely right. And was in the case with Hassan, for instance, he's been putting in the laps. And preparation is, as you know, key.
For sure. So, working lap 42 of 46. Following this battle here between Myers and Burke. As they're starting to close up here on Houston. Got a couple lap cars wedged in between them. That's let's see, Zahn's got a huge run on these guys. Chandler involved. Ooh, Greg Myers rocketing past all of them. What a move by. Whoa, Zahn and Houston come together, and Burke involved as well. Myers comes out smelling like roses. See you later.
I think Myers went ahead and went with 100% turbo there. He said, let me just go ahead and get clear of these guys.
That was insane how fast, how much speed he was carrying down that straight, and it's amazing he got the cuss checked up in time to make that corner. Burke tried to follow suit, but I'm sorry, no, Zahn's a lap down. I think he had pace over. He's got pace on Houston, who's got some damage to that car. Clearly, he's struggling. I think Zahn was just looking to get past him. Yeah, those two had to come together. But, Houston's done. He's pulled the chute. That's too bad.
Well, it was a heck of a run for those guys. I mean, second in the championship is second, and that's pretty meaningful, actually.
Oh, Wathen with a mistake. Jake looking to capitalize here. This is late here. Fiefs are putting the trying to put the moves here on Wathen for fourth.
That's never easy. I mean, if you aren't gaining ground, you're losing it. So just all the way through one of these events, these guys behind are not going to quit.
So Moses loses a lap. So Jolicoeur has put him a lap down as Jake quickly made his way past Wathen. Let's see what Wathen does here. If he goes full
That's going to stick in Wathen's craw.
Yeah, I think so.
I tell you, Wathen was looking a little bit shaky toward the end of that first stint, so I don't know how much tire he's going to have left to really try to battle for that position.
Great pass there. He made the move going into that final corner.
Yeah, he wasn't playing around, was he? I think he went ahead and used whatever turbo he had left. Said, "Okay, let's just get the job done right here." Pretty sneaky, really.
So, up front, Ian Jolicoeur. Just 2 laps to go. This for season 31. This would be Ian's second win of the season. Parsons now just sets fast lap of the race, and as he starts starting to close up on Taylor. Jolicoeur won at Spa. Had a couple second place finishes, one at Riverside. That was that fantastic finish, that incredible overtake on the final corner on Jake. Remember that at Riverside?
Oh yeah.
To take that second place away from Jake and finish second at Hockenheim. Parsons closing up here on Taylor, but I think he realizes the championship hopes have been pretty much dashed. I'll tell you what, he gave it everything he had, that's for sure.
As usual.
Unbelievable that he put it on pole here. Meanwhile, Myers has given up that position back to Burke with a lap to go. Burke's got damage to the front of his car. Jolicoeur is right behind them on track.
Yeah, he'll probably just, well, I would think he would just hang the line. time in hand, that's for sure.
I wonder if those two had a coming together, because Greg's got some serious damage. I don't see much damage on Greg's car. But Ian Jolicoeur are going to come around the final corner for the last time to win the last race of season 31. It's in the books. Big win for Ian. See if Taylor can hold off Parsons here. Burke hanging on to that lead. Taylor's going to finish second. Parsons third. Greg looking to make his way past Burke. This might come down to the left. Oh, Burke takes it wide. Greg's going to slip past. And he takes that spot. Oh, and Feemster stuffs it into the wall in the last lap. Oh, he's turned around. It looks like he's back underway. Is Greg going to take that spot from him?
I don't think so. It'd be close, but
whoa. Unbelievable. Let's see. Greg here, is he going to take that sixth spot? He is going to finish in sixth. Great result for Feemster as well. And Burke's going to last car in the lead lap in seventh. Wow, what a finish to a great race here tonight. See if we can bring our race winner into the booth here. Interrupt him while he's doing his donuts. Ian Jolicoeur, do you copy?
I sure do, fellas.
Oh, congratulations. What a move you pulled off here tonight. One of the only guys, well, a handful of you guys running on the running the one-stop strategy. Seen you do it a bunch of times this season, and it seemed like it always paid off for you, and it paid off again here tonight. What do you think was the key to that? I mean, when did you come up with that strategy? What made you go with that strategy?
You know, I've been going with the mediums all season long. I've tried the softs in practice just for fun, but the mediums just stayed more stable through the whole stint. And after that win at Spa, the first race I had this season, I stuck with it every race. Just kept doing the one-stopper to try and throw a loop in the plans of these championship contenders, and it worked again tonight. But I'd like to congratulate Chris and Matt on that team championship, and Chris on his driver's championship. That's fantastic.
Yeah, congrats on the win for sure, and it really did come down to that one-stop strategy, and we saw it shaping up and playing out, and I postulated it was really going to come down to the kind of laps that you're going to turn, coming out with a heavier fuel load, right? And on the medium tires, were you kind of cognizant that you had to really put in some very solid laps after that stop to kind of retain that gap?
Well, I saw Matt go off in my mirrors in corner 1 or 2 there, and I didn't want to battle with Houston and getting mixed up in that battle. Wheel-to-wheel stuff. Just let them play out their own races and see where we ended up in the final stint. And when I saw they were both on 2-stoppers, both teams there, I knew I had a shot at it, so I just kind of conserved the turbo for the straightaways and just tried to bang off the 119 lap times, and it really paid off. It was great.
Well, that was
good fun this season, guys.
Yeah, that was a brilliant job there, Ian. Congratulations on the win. And hopefully we'll see you back next season. I'm sure we will.
Hopefully, and hopefully my teammate saw this race, and he gets invigorated for another season, maybe next season.
Yeah.
That's you, Marty.
Yeah, let's go, Marty. Bring it on back, buddy.
Thanks for the fun, guys.
All right, Ian. All right, so let's see if we can talk to our Chris Moses. You copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, congratulations. Got your teammate Matt Taylor also in the booth here. Precision Motor Racing. What's that? Your 4th team championship now in 5 seasons?
I think so.
Yeah, pretty impressive job you guys are doing there on Monday nights. I mean, this season no different than previous. You guys working very well together. Matt, looked like you struggled a little bit this season with these cars. You got your first win only last week. You had a few poles there, but nonetheless, you had some very strong finishes for the team and you guys managed to keep T-Brock Dam Bam behind you for most of this season 31.
Yeah, just a horrible run of bad luck, really. Was looking at winning pace there, had a nice lead in the first race, and ended up dealing with a pit issue, and that cropped up multiple times throughout the season and stole very possible wins away. So it was just, I feel like it was just a run of bad luck.
Yeah, I forgot about those issues you had with your pit stops. That's right. But still, nonetheless, a great job you did this season. But Chris, pretty amazing run here this season. You had 4 wins. What was it, that win at Montreal when you're carrying all that weight? That was pretty remarkable when you had that night. And last week at Monza, finishing 2nd with carrying all that weight while Parsons ran out of gas on the last lap. I mean, very consistent run. So on the podium, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times out of the 12 races. Pretty amazing job.
Thanks, Al. You know, I was just thinking, I've been doing this since it was probably invented, since probably October of '98, racing competitively online. So I'm coming up on 20 years, and probably the most perfect season I've ever run. Till tonight, I made a mistake tonight and gave up a couple spots, but had not given up a single position due to a driver error all season for me up till tonight. So, all I needed to really do tonight was finish, and managed to do that. The car was a couple seconds off the pace, but I mean, I think I was just counting them up. That's thunderstorm here. Wow, is right. That was a big one. So that's 16 NAGP titles for me, and 8 in Monday, 8 in Thursday. So I'm well balanced. Got a square root number now, so I can die a happy man. Well, you did all but have it locked up coming into this race, but nonetheless, you still have to survive if for some reason you happen to find yourself back in traffic, right? Anything could happen back there. Run afoul of somebody else's problem, run into a wall, pop a motor, or something like that. And, well, frankly, you were stuck back there a little bit. So was it a bit nervous for you starting that opening lap, and just what was going through your head, being back there a little bit? Yeah, I mean, I was nervous, especially the start really scared me because there was guys going kind of everywhere with smoke, and I was feathering the throttle, and then I got lucky and got through up to about 8th or 9th. But, yeah, I mean, it's all the car had. I mean, I really had a good setup on it and drove it pretty well, and qualify 14th is pretty scary for me, but I knew I'd do better in the race as long as I stayed out of trouble. I made a 20-second mistake. I bent the suspension, so I had a long second pit stop, and then had a few issues in the last stint where it probably could have got up to 6th if I was able to drive it flat out. But yeah, I was a little nervous, I gotta admit it. But as it did his part, as did the whole team, they qualified 1-2, and they were up there to start with. But Matt had the pace, and Ian had to add the pace with a different strategy. So I was pretty safe, even if I finished all the way dead last. He had to win it tonight.
Yeah, he had a shot there, but man, that was he did what he had to do for the most part until the end there when Ian pulled off that one-stop strategy again. But nonetheless, Chris, that's and Matt, both you guys, great season. Congrats on the Drivers' Championship and both you guys on the Team Championship. And Moses, I think you got the competition index. You dropped a lap tonight, but you still you got Parsons by I believe just about 4 kilometers. So congratulations with that as well.
Yeah, I was wondering about that. I was thinking about not letting Ian by because he would have had a hard time passing me. Because my car was a lot faster down the straights. It was running a lot less downforce. But I was like, I can't do it to him. But yeah, I was like, oh, so that's good news. Getting the sweep, and that was the goal tonight. So happy as can be.
Yep, you made it happen. Well, congratulations again. And any news on next season, or do you want to hold off on that?
Oh, we'll hold off. Got some favorites. Definitely going to be open wheel, and we might go more modern. We might go back in the past, but most likely we're going to go more modern. And hopefully we get a few more guys interested in running on Mondays and fill out the grid a little bit better. But the racing's been great. I enjoyed the heck out of this car, driving it, and it was a good teaching tool on how not to overdrive a car, and I think it was good for a lot of guys. So we'll probably go on to something a little less throttle position dependent to drive. We'll see how it works out.
All right, guys, great job, and congratulations again.
Thank you, guys.
Party! 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 Woo!
All right, Brad. Well, there you have it. Another season in the books. Pretty amazing job by Moses. But you're going to wonder, I mean, Kirkbride and Adamson, they started off very strong. Adamson was very quick. Who knows what could have happened there with those two guys in the championship. It's too bad that they couldn't finish. But, I mean, Adamson's still, 5th or 6th in the points right now with 92, and he only ran 5 races. So had a win and 2 poles. That guy was quick. But
Well, you had him, and you had Thiago Canola. Look, Thiago Canola's still 7th in championship points, and he had like 4 disconnects and couldn't make the last 2 races, right? So, yeah, things a bit different. But you can't take anything away because you do have to be very good to win one of these championships. You also have to survive some luck. I mean, we heard the thunderstorm going in the background on Moses, right? Well, you can lose power as easily as anything else, and there you go, race over possibly for PMR. So, yeah, you have to be good and lucky. Moses had both. Just look at Parsons running out of gas, right? Last week, those points combined with Moses not running strong here tonight, that could have made the difference. So, yeah, it all equals out. Moses put in the best drive of everybody over the course of 12 races, and a well-deserving champion, no doubt.
all right, well, thanks everybody for tuning in this season. It's been great to cover these guys on Monday nights. Thank you, Brad, for helping me out as usual, and Jack and Kevin for stepping in again. Stay tuned next Thursday. We'll be back live for the finale of the GT season, starting at 9 from the Nordschleife. Jake Feemster and Jack Ivey will have your coverage there for that one. So until next season, keep an eye on the forum. If you're new watching, NorthAmericanGP.com. Sign up on the forum. Let us know you want to race with us, and we'll get you set up. But until next season, thanks everybody, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Have a great night.